Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the workshop. It is fantastic as ever to have you here, because on today's episode, we are working with a different material. We're working with some bronze, and we are going to be making a Greek-inspired Xiphos-style dagger out of some bronze. We did the bulk of the forging yesterday. I was thinking I was gonna go straight to grinding. It was sitting by the forge as the forge heated up. This is where I got to yesterday. We started forging down the edges while keeping this raised spine section. We're gonna keep doing some more of that. Okay, making progress. I've got it about as thin as I need that edge to be. Got a nice groove here in the middle, but you see we got a little curve to it right here. Well, that's not good, obviously, but the way I'm gonna fix it is just simply by forging down this side of the blade some more, by stretching out this material. On this side here, it will curve the blade back around the other way until it's straight, then it's almost on to grinding. Look at that, that's not good. Oh boy, uh-oh. Okay, so I stopped for lunch, refueled a little bit, had a slice of chocolate brownie. It was delicious, and I've pondered this. This is not a good crack. In fact, this is a very bad crack, as all cracks are in the edge of a bladed weapon, but I think I have a plan. I think, you know, I was not intending this to be quite this wide, you know, and I know how that sounds. I was not intending this to be quite this wide. I kind of like the width we had before we started forging this out. Yes, I was not intending it to be as narrow as the Sharpie line is drawn on, but that is about as narrow as we would have to make it to avoid the crack, and so this might be our solution. Is a great big modification of the design, provided that crack stops right there. We don't know if it is gonna stop right there. Now there's actually still one more forging operation I need to do with this, because, you know, let it cool down to have a look at it and decide the plan. I actually hadn't fixed this. There's actually a twist in the blade relative to the handle, so we need to fix that, but only if that crack stops there. The way we're gonna find that out is by going onto a contact wheel on the belt grinder, grinding on down with a fresh 36 grit belt. We're gonna take a hefty notch out and see where that crack ends, if it does at all. I think we might have just got through it before the Sharpie line. All right, so let's put it in the fire and straighten this twist. Looking a lot better, but it's now all bent, so I'm gonna have to do some other straightening. Okay, I got it straight. Now time to quench it. We're quenching this to anneal it. So this should be making the steel awfully soft. Steel? Bronze. This should make the bronze soft. Yeah, don't do that with steel to make it soft. This is gonna make the bronze soft and make it hopefully super easy to grind and shape. Holy moly, warpage in the quench is not something relegated to steel. That is insane. It's like a potato chip. Let's cut this out. We've got our profile roughly roughed in, and I am not so disappointed in that. In fact, I think this looks a lot more proportionally appropriate than it would have been if it was way thicker. I'm enjoying the shapes on this. One shape I'm not enjoying, however, is the whole banana thing we've going on. That's not good. Even though I think I have annealed it, and this should be soft, we still run the risk of breaking it. So let's hopefully not do that. We're gonna straighten it out, because the next part of this blade that I wanna tackle is this central ridge down here, this strengthening ridge, and we can only get to that once the blade is straight. Wish me luck. Hopefully this isn't the beginning of the second bronze Greek sword. Oh my goodness. This is so surprisingly strong.
Yeah.
I cannot believe... That's springy as can be. I've always thought of bronze as this extremely soft material, but just to have it be so rigid, even after supposedly having annealed it, that's mind-blowing. Ah, great, and it's still a banana. That was a joke. It's not great. A piece of bronze. Will just brought up a very interesting question. Is there a way to harden 954 aluminum bronze? The type of bronze that I'm working on here. Will, what did you just tell me?
The the heat treating hardening of 954 aluminum bronze consists of heating it up to 1600 degrees and quenching it in water.
This is a completely hardenable bronze.
I don't know what Rockwell gets it up to, but...
That's crazy. Well, it's time to anneal it. Okie dokie, 30 minutes later in the Paragon heat treating oven, new sponsor of the show. Hopefully, we have now annealed this bronze dagger. I had no idea that you could harden it. I also had no idea that quenching it would harden it. That doesn't happen with other non-ferrous metals. It's still a little potato chipped. We'll see if it's softer. Well, would you look at that? Okay, I think we've got it straight. Let it cool down. We're gonna go start grinding down here. How? I have no idea, but we're gonna try. This is tricky so far. Let me run you through what it is that I've been trying to do. I've been having the blade upright against the grinder on the platen. Now the platen, in case you didn't know, is that backing to the belt, that steel backing to the belt, that flat plate. We're up on the platen, running down it, basically just trying to define a central ridge from our forging, and we're slowly there. You can see areas that still haven't been touched by the grinder are still showing the oxidation. There's still a lot of it, and one issue with the way that I'm tackling this is the nature of working on the platen means I can't get up to here. So I need to work out how I'm going to transition from this flat guard bolster area into this blade with a central ridge and be able to do it cleanly and effectively, and that's going to be a challenge because I have a feeling I'm going to need to freehand this on a contact wheel. If this is the contact wheel with a belt on it, I'm going to need to run all the way up and get that neat transition line on all four sides, then from the other side. I think it's about the only way to do it. I might have already messed it up. Been a little bit of a challenge so far, but using the edge of the contact wheel and then using the contact wheel to come down each individual side of the blade, we have started to kind of isolate out that ridge, and it's pretty promising. I think that the next step is for me to work out a center point on the handle, a center point up on the guard, a center point up at the tip, and put a scribe line down the whole thing, thin out that ridge, eventually start thin out the edge some more. We're gonna leave that to the next episode, so thank you guys for following along for another fun day in the workshop, working with some new materials, which are certainly teaching us a lot. It's been a pleasure as always. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.